Vocabulary is literally the worst. You try to memorize these words, and you try and you try and you try and you try, and then you just forget them the next day. Honestly, the biggest problem that everyone has, every English learner struggles with vocabulary. You feel like you don't have enough. In your head, if you knew just a little more, you would be way more confident. Does that sound familiar? All right, let's talk about it. Hey, what's going on? I'm Venya, and welcome to English with Venya, a channel where we level up and never look back. And a big part of leveling up in your English is actually vocabulary. Learning any language is literally it's a straight up vocabulary battle. And it all comes down to how well you can remember words and how large your vocabulary is. Yes, we all know that, but how do you actually learn vocabulary? Here's what you need to do in order to make sure you can do it well and it actually stays and helps you progress and get to the next level. Just straight up memorizing does not work. You can forget about it. Literally just forget about it. Here's the problem. Oh, my food is here, hold on. Because your boy always forgets to eat lunch. Our brains don't naturally connect to isolated information. You need connections. You need strong connections. And how do you make those connections? Well, you learn vocabulary in context. Situational context, inside of a sentence. That's the way to go. So for example, here's what I would do now. If I'm watching something, a YouTube video with subtitles, if I'm watching a movie or a TV show with subtitles, right? I am just watching. I'm not trying to learn anything. I'm just on the couch, but I have my phone on me, right? And I'm watching, I'm, eating popcorn or chips or whatever, having a good time. And then something happens and there's a sentence, subtitles, right? I'm watching in English with English subtitles. And there's a word that I don't know. I'm gonna hit pause and then I'm gonna take a picture of the entire screen with the subtitles on the bottom with that word that I don't know. This way I have the whole sentence and I also can remember what happened in the scene and I can continue making those connections still when I am working through those words that I took pictures of later. When I have all of that done, I sit down, I write it all out, right? With a sentence. Then I try to figure out what the new vocabulary is and I can see the frame, right? The whole screen, the whole TV screen. I remember what happened. And that's your first strong connection that you can literally create easily. And now I want to make even more connections. So I'm going to work through that entire list. Don't make that list too long, by the way. 10 max. You just have to pick and choose. Sorry. And then I'm going to try to create my own sentences with those words. And I'm going to do a few. I would say 5 per word. And I will do my best to make sure these sentences that I create are real. There's context or story or something behind them. They have something to do with my life, my feelings, whatever I do on a daily basis, people in my life. It needs to be real. That's very important. I know it sounds like a very small adjustment and it may not even sound that important, but it's super important because in any vocabulary battle, you want to trick your brain. You have to defeat your brain first. And only when you've established those connections, only after that, you can go ahead and memorize if that's what you like doing. You can use flashcards like Quizlet. Quizlet is amazing. I love that one. It's not an ad, but maybe it should be. But you can literally put your text in there. It creates flashcards for you, and then you can take a variety of different tests and tasks. You can do so much there. Wow, it's like an ad. It's so good. But literally Quizlet is amazing, and they're not sponsoring this video at all. But speaking of sponsoring this video, I don't have any sponsors. I have to depend on myself to fund these videos and this channel and just to have the time to make content. And a big portion of that comes from my online courses. And it's a win-win situation because you want to see more content and you want to improve your English. Makes sense. So let's study together. Study with me. One of my most popular courses from intermediate to advanced addresses a lot of issues that intermediate learners have because the intermediate level is the nastiest one of them all. You feel really stuck. You feel almost hopeless. You don't know what to do next. And what you've been doing so far just is not working anymore. So you're just like, should I just give up? No, you should not. Instead, you should join from intermediate to advanced to get you out of that slump. You get clear and structured lessons with plenty of practice opportunities. And what we learn there is actually everything that you need to know in order to become an advanced level learner. It's real life English, practical stuff, not just some weird old stuff you can't relate to at all. You join an amazing community of learners where you can support each other and motivate each other and keep each other accountable and share all of your struggles and pains and just have a really good time together. Plus, to keep things exciting, you get to participate in our course challenge where we split you up into teams of 2 and you and your partner complete additional tasks, get points, earn prizes, all that good stuff. This course has been around for a while, and of course we keep updating it, and this current version is the newest version, and it's really good. People really like it. So if you're serious about becoming fluent and making sure that 2025 is the year you actually finally do what you really want to do with your English, check it out. The link is going to be in the description box down below. You can learn more information about the course, start dates, how it works, all of that stuff, and join. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you there. And something that I actually talk about in the course as well is repetition. Repetition is the best. And, bringing it back to vocabulary. You will have to come back to the words after some time. You just have to. And out of the 10 words, maybe you'll have a pretty good grasp on 3, 4, maybe 5, maybe 6, if you're lucky. But some of them, you'll forget them just a little bit. And that's okay, very normal. Your brain doesn't actually want to learn anything, so you gotta fight it again. So make sure you review your words, 3 times a week, at least, until you're fully confident that you won't forget them again. And you can do that by just reviewing your flashcards and stuff like that. You can go on Quizlet and do a little test, or you can try using them, in different ways. Speaking, writing, or even just thinking about it. That works too. And the last tip is definitely don't forget about reading and don't forget about listening. You want to put yourself in a situation where you can actually read or hear those new words that you've been learning, because you've been learning it and you've been practicing it. Once you hear it at least once, it's over. You hear it, it rings a bell, you remember it, it's done. You're good. You can move on. And that's how you do it. It's not that you haven't been doing it at all. No. You just need to tweak your approach slightly to make sure you're actually doing it in a way that makes sense for you, for your life, for your schedule, for your routine, and gets you closer to your goal. Learning any language, like I said, is a vocabulary battle. And I'm here to make sure you always win. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give it a quick thumbs up. It means a lot to me. It really helps out in the algorithm and all of that stuff. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you do it and hit that notification bell to make sure you get alerted every time I post a new video. Thank you guys so much. This has been English with Venya, a channel where we level up and never look back. And I will see you in the next one. Is it too late to say Happy New Year? Maybe. All right, see you in the next one. Bye.